What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of More to Discuss. I am your NunFlyyer here with my
I
beautiful
am your
daughter and
host,
co-host. You know what I'm
Tojo,
saying?
and this is my lovely father, my lovely co-host, NunFlyyer.
In the building. You know what I'm saying? That's how you fumble the intro, and she picked it up though, so we still scored. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't even end up taking a nap.
Really?
I'm a little tired, but I didn't because I was listening to this really good audiobook called "How to Own Your Own Mind,"
Mm.
and it's like so crazy, like. So I was laying down listening to that. I was getting tired, but I didn't fall asleep. I was end up
And
listening to that for
it's
like
like
4 hours. So yeah.
So it's a pretty good book, though, huh?
Oh, what? Yes, it was amazing.
So I wonder if it was better than the old Netflix series that we watched Wednesday that we are previewing on this episode. See that
Uh,
transition? I did that kind of though,
no,
right? I just,
no, look, no, it wasn't that good. Now,
I tried though. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my transition game. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's going down though.
but before we get into Wednesday, how are you this Wednesday?
Oh, well, pretty damn well. You know what I'm saying? Fair. Everything is everything, and having battery troubles with my car, that should work out. Other than that, man, I'm in. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
as you should be, as you should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I had to catch up on the back half of the last episode. I'm ready for it. It was
Wednesday on a Wednesday, okay?
yes, sir. Preview Wednesday on a Wednesday. Uh, have you seen the other Addams Family movies?
No.
No.
I think I seen something when I was younger, but I don't per se like remember everything about it. I just remember it enough to know like when I seen Wednesday, I know exactly like who it was. Like I
Okay.
didn't even have to guess. Like at first when I said Wednesday, I was like, "What the heck?" And then as soon as I seen like the energy, I knew, I knew exactly who it was.
So this is technically your first introduction to the Addams Family.
Yeah, officially, yeah, that I can remember because I know I've seen it before, but I can't recall.
Okay, so you have to watch the movies, um, because the backstory is why I'm so critical about the series, right? So, from your perspective, because you have no backstory, then I'll get into the backstory after I get your perspective of the show, so I can give you context as to why I feel the way I feel about it.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
your perspective. How did you like the show?
Okay, so at first I'm not really a mainstream type of person. So like when everybody was going, I'm like, I'm like, yeah, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? And then I just like see my boyfriend sister watching, and I like kind of glimpsed at it a little bit, and I was like really into whatever I had seen. She was like the third episode, so I was like, let me go in my room and turn this on. So I turned it on, and literally from honestly like the opening scene and like just how I loved it. I loved it. I can't even. It's kind of hard to say because like it was so many emotions like through watching the whole 8 episodes. And for it to only have been 8 episodes, it was so like so.
Yeah,
It's just like oh my god, it was so good. It was really good.
interesting.
I liked it. It was very interesting. It was very intriguing. I like how every turn it was something new. I love that. Like it was not boring at all.
Old school. That's the very first
I love
Addams
that.
Family. You know, that goes back black and white days. What the hell?
Yes. And another thing I loved, and I love how they kind of kept that context a little bit, but still, added the little new age flair to it, but they still kept that context. I love that as well. I also did like how her parents, like, they just love each other out loud. And they, like, really showed, like, love. It didn't care where they was, who they was around, what's going on. Like, I love that. It was really great.
Okay, so what did you think of the overall story and the plot?
Oh, wow. Okay, so, what's crazy? I didn't really catch up to the fact that it was a mystery, up until the fact that the lady was actually like caught. Like up until it was like, I didn't even catch on to the fact that it was a mystery until like basically the end. So I was like, what? Like when I figured that part out, I was more like mind blowing because I'm like, oh my god. Oh wow! Now it's like putting pieces together. You know, it was crazy.
So the fact that she was running around in everybody's business didn't tip off to you that it was a mystery?
No, I watch a lot of like drama and stuff like that. So I'm not always that. Like people just be nosy sometimes. But sometimes people just be nosy. Or they're trying to gain intel on the people they're around. You know what I mean? Like it's not always about actually finding out something. It's just about sometimes trying to fit into a crowd or, you know what I'm saying, know how to navigate. So
I can dig that.
It didn't really catch me. It didn't catch me right away, but when it caught me, I mean, I was like, because it makes sense. Because her and him, and then oh my god, like that was literally how it kept unraveling to me, like literally, like. And then the shape-shifting lady, oh my god, can we get into it? Give me some background because this is.
Okay, so a little bit of background right quick. So the Addams family as a family is cold as shit, right? Pops, moms, little brother, Pugsley, Gomez, Morticia. Okay, wait, I gotta start with this. I hate the casting of this movie. I hate the casting of this movie because I know what the original Addams family looked like. And I guess because it's not an Addams family thing, more of a Wednesday thing, I guess the family technically don't count. So it shouldn't matter who they were casted by. But what's my man's name? The dude that played Gomez.
I loved him.
I do not like him as Gomez. I didn't
like
that. The only person I think they got
like a little bit of like, I feel like Gomez was so like, he added like a little bit of spice to it.
So see, yeah, but that's what Gomez does. Only Gomez is a whole lot smoother. They made this Gomez more of like a dope.
Like
that ain't never been Gomez. Gomez was
like super man. Quirky, yeah.
Yeah, Gomez was playing, man. Like he was hella smooth, real, and they just made Miguel Guzman, is that his name?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. They just made him like a dope, man, like a I don't know, man, like a buster,
he was
like
more giddy. He was just like kind of goofy.
Yeah, he was like a.
But I feel like they was trying to portray like the level of like love and like giggliness that she was actually around, versus how dark that shit, bleak that she's seen everything. It was through her eyes, so that's how she, you know what I'm saying, perceived, and that's what I feel like they did it through like her eyes.
Yeah. But still, if you knew who Gomez Addams was. Like if you knew who Gomez was, then you'd be like, yeah, it just didn't do him no justice. As a player, pimp type player Gomez is. His name is Luis Guzman. That's his name. And I don't like him. I like him as an actor though. Dope actor. I just didn't like him as Gomez. Same with Catherine Zeta-Jones because she plays Morticia. Not a good Morticia to me. That shit did not work.
The mom?
Yes.
That they casted this time?
Yeah, the one that they cast this time was Catherine Zeta-Jones.
You didn't like that?
Nah, she's not. Nah, I didn't like the way they cast. I didn't even like the way they played Pugsley because Pugsley was a little gangster too, and they played him as a buster. Like, why was the dudes in the show all but the only non-buster dude was Thing. He was the only nigga that was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else was just like
that's again
hella simpish
through Wednesday's eyes. It was through Wednesday's perception of them.
Even the sirens, right? The sirens was like the hardest thing in schools, right? But you went to school full of werewolves, gorgons, vampires.
But I mean, I feel like
is the hardest thing in the school.
You don't think that was accurate?
No, man. Sirens are secret. First of all, they on land, and sirens are sea-bearing creatures. So how you gonna be the toughest thing in school and you ain't got no water? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That was total defeat. I just want you to know that was total defeat right there. Like,
that's it. but like it was dope though. Okay, for me, because I would have never seen Wednesday
Okay,
as a
yeah.
detective. I would have never seen her as a detective, the Wednesday that I know. So I thought that was dope. Like if she used to grow up and do anything, a detective will probably work. You know what I'm saying? For fucking Wednesday, that will probably fucking work, right? So that was dope. Um, like I'm more seeing her if she was growing like as a medium, trying to help if she wanted to help families. You know what I'm saying? Find out, what I'm saying, who murdered people, some shit like that. Like I would have seen a type of show like that in dealing with Wednesday, but a detective work. You know what I'm saying? I guess she'd be a detective.
I mean, she was,
You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that she was tough, like can scrap. She wasn't no buster. Because the Wednesday that I know wasn't no buster, so that was cool. Like everything with Wednesday
was
in
spot
this
on,
Adams
bro.
family was basically spot on. Outside of her gaining feelings for people, but puberty, kids, it happens. Because Wednesday ain't never had no friends. Never had. She didn't even like her brother, so
Supposed to be an
she never had no
evolution. They were trying to
friends.
show that Wednesday can grow.
Yeah, I understand that. So I dig that part. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? For me, as a dude who is into the mystery detective type shit, I think the plot twist was dope. I just think that it could have took another way to get there.
Hello.
It was too many like, hey, Mama Neil. It was too many like directional terms. Too many. Oh, it's you, not you. Oh, it's you, not you.
That's
You know
what I'm saying. Like I feel like that's why it wasn't like catching on to me right away, because it was like so many like so I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess I just was riding the wave at that point. I'm just like,
right, and that's exactly how I feel. Like, oh, all right, so you just go. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna leave nothing up for you. Just gonna narrow it on down, huh? Just pinpoint it. Just you ain't gonna leave a nigga no gas, nothing, right? But so I mean, I guess overall in terms of that plot point and all that, for me, you know what I'm saying? Like it could have been a bit less generically drawn out. But it's just first season.
I personally liked it because that's also what kept me like on the edge of my seat and like kept me like. So it's like,
because you're not a real big mystery kind of person. So for me, it was more along the lines of it predictable. You know what I'm saying? Because you're literally narrowing it down. Like really, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of figured that out. You killed everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, but that's how it's supposed to work. The way they did it for you, because you are new into the genre, I guess. You haven't really watched too many of them, like suspense thrillers, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But, I just think they, writers, they get paid a lot of money to be clever. They should try to be clever. You know what I mean? Because that was just basic. It was basic whodunit, detective, blase type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's typical. But, I mean, it's first season.
It was well constructed, if you ask me.
And they did their job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually watched it twice.
All 8?
Yeah. I mean, I binged the first 8 in 24 hours, so that was nothing for me. But, the second time I split it between 2 days.
I'm about to say they only like.
Because I was also watching. I started also watching the Ben and Jerry. What is it? The Ben Jerry program, the Ben Junior something program. Can't remember. It's a really old show from like 1950s. I don't know.
Right? I mean,
the black and white show. I'm kind of into.
Expand one's horizons, right? So first of all, Thing was a gangster. He had so regular Thing, the original Thing. He wasn't he didn't have as much character as this Thing. Like this Thing got scars and shit. Like this Thing have been through some shit.
I love it. Yeah, he been through it. Yeah.
Fucking so I love it. I love it.
I personally love their relationship. I loved how she loved Thing. That was that was like.
But that's the thing. Like everybody loved Thing like that. Like thing was the thing is like I guess if they had a cat or a dog, it would be that. Like
Yeah.
thing is a part of the family, like a pet low key. So everybody loved it.
Is there a background on like who Thing came from? Because you said the background. So it's like, is Thing like a part of somebody like in the family that or like where did he come from? Or is it a he? Like, what's up? Like, that's the question. Like,
yes,
whose hand is it?
It was I want to say an old Adam's cousin, and was cursed to be relegated to just a hand. But it's a thing on YouTube, man. That gives you his whole origin. I forgot. I went to sleep while I intended on watching it, and that's pretty much all I got from it. But Thing is an actual person. He has a whole. Yes, Christina Ricci was the one that played the. Okay, so the Wednesday in the movies that I know is the house mother on the show Wednesday. The one at the end who had the red boots.
The one that ends up being the
original Wednesday. Yeah, that's the original Wednesday. Yeah, so when you watch the movies, that's who Wednesday is.
That's dope.
Right.
And then she ends up being the bad guy, and this one was even more dope because it's like, that's so cool.
Right. See, they covered her big ass forehead because Christina Ricci had a big ass forehead. But that's what
I feel like if we would have seen her forehead, it would have gave it away.
Right. That's what made Wednesday dope, because the original Wednesday had the way her hair was constructed and her ponytails came, it made her face look long. Like it made her look like like a mother, like something was wrong with her, but it wasn't. She just had a big ass forehead. But the way they played it with that all white makeup and shit, and then with just the black eyes, so it elongated all of this shit, made Wednesday dope as shit. But yeah, the original Wednesday from the movies that I know.
Wow, mind blown! Oh my god, I'm so mind blown. That's so crazy.
It's dope.
Wow.
Christina Ricci. Yep. She's got big ass head and forehead.
Y'all gotta come around like that.
Like real big though, especially compared to her body when she was playing with.
So, do you feel like I want to like double back like onto like the mother in her, because I really don't, like you said, I don't really have that history. So like the energy that was portrayed to Wednesday, as far as like how her mother like kept trying to like show her that love and like kept trying to give her that energy. Is that how the old Addams Family mom was as well?
Well, not really. So the old Addams Family parents were pretty much wrapped up in themselves, which is why Wednesday has that hellified loner attitude, because her being oldest and her parents not really paying attention to her. She was raised by Lurch and Thing and the house, and like grandma and Uncle Fester, but the parents were too wrapped up in themselves. So she didn't, I don't know if she had that motherly resentment as a kid, because they never displayed that. So that may be a play on the growth as well.
Okay.
In terms of her, expanding her shit, getting older, leaving the house, whatever fuck. So yeah, it wasn't like that in the movies. Like it was always more for the parents were more into each other.
Yeah.
And the kids pretty much ran their shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, that dynamic was new, low key. And then she was probably like, I guess she was supposed to be like 10 to 12 in the Addams Family that I know.
Yeah.
So, because Pugsley was probably 10, or she could have been like, 12, and Pugsley could have been like 10. So they was on that type of shit. As opposed to now, she probably like 16, 17.
Yeah, older, yeah.
Right. So, some resentment could have built up in between the ages. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling. But not in the movies, no, they didn't have that type of dynamic.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering, because like, just seeing like, I kind of picked that up a little bit, but like, I don't have that. I didn't know about that until like now. So it's like, okay, because she's like, girl, why are you doing all this kind of energy? Like, this is not even who you are. Like, it kind of seems like foreign to her. Like, why is she even acting like she want to level me? Why is she acting like, you know what I mean? So like, what you saying, like her being more focused on her dad, more so makes more sense
Right.
than the
Yeah.
narrative that was painted in the new Wednesday.
Well, yeah, right. And plus, they wasn't really
Well,
all
the
over
Wednesday,
each
not
other.
the Addams Family.
Like, right, right. They were in the Adams Family. In Wednesday they wasn't really all over each other like it's portrayed in the actual Adams Family movie because they was like all over each other. Like they were pretty much
They were literally all over.
right all the time. They were about each other all the time. So, uh, yeah, they didn't portray none of that. But that's what I'm saying though. That's why I was saying about my man Gomez. My man was such a player. He was so smooth. Like in this one, they had him like a dope man, but in the movies, he was.
Maybe he just got older and just.
I mean, my man was always. I don't know, man. Like I said, you gotta see the movies. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. I do got to give a shout outs to the Piranhas because she did drop them bitches in that pool when they put pugs
yeah,
in.
Yes,
sir.
Up.
Yes, sir. Shout outs to our partners making their screen debut. That was dope. You know what I'm saying? That was hella hard.
Yeah.
But I would like to say that overall for me, it was a cool twist. Like I said, I didn't expect Wednesday being a detective, but I can dig that. I'm interested in how far they can take this, though. You know, because there's only so much you can do. Right, but I mean, how many seasons will they have, and where will it go? Because you can only do so much in the school.
I mean, but that's a lot of different stuff. Like you said, they got science, they got work, they got all this different stuff mixing in with the real world. Like, shit, you can do a lot. They had Supernatural, like some Supernatural stuff. Supernatural's on TV for, how many years?
Yeah, I guess. Because, the people in the real world really don't fuck with them, and they know they there. So if anything weird go on, they already be like, oh, it's these niggas. Every time.
Right, but it was a matter of actually proving that.
So it's like, before it gets mundane, how many, it was damn niggas stories are we going, you know what I mean?
Maybe they can figure out a way to move the school, cloak it, you know what I'm saying? New city, you know what I mean? Magic works in mysterious ways.
Different cities and shit.
Yeah.
Every time something go wrong and people find out that they ain't on their shit, just drop the school in a whole other city, like, oh shit, we gotta go. Like
Lost. Cloak that bitch, move that bitch, put a spell, move it, cloak it, yeah.
Like they do it Lost in the island. Whenever something go wrong, just move the whole fucking island.
Yeah. Just
get on.
We gotta deal with that no more.
That's fucking hilarious. Because Nevermore is a big ass school, man.
In the back. Okay,
like,
so I do have another question.
What up?
Because I love how it's like we're like constantly always on like two different sides of our topics, and I love that. And you always wean me onto your side. I love that too. Okay, so like Wednesday, this series versus the Addams Family again. I say like this Wednesday, she was like hard go getter. Like she gonna figure it out. She know is this, and she gonna figure out that. I can't trust you. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like she was really like on her P's and Q's when it came to stuff like that. So it's like, was the younger Wednesday from the Addams Family that like key in when it came to stuff like that? Like was she like had that willpower to like always figure it out or like get it or have like, you know what I mean?
Yes, because again, she was the oldest child and her parents wasn't into her like that. So she has always been Wednesday in that fact. Like hella just if I want it, I'm gonna go get it. Like I'm hella confident and this is what's happening and that's what's up. And everybody around her be like, yeah, you right, that's what's up.
Like, yeah, okay, yeah.
You got that, yes, it's for sure. You know what I mean? So yeah, she's always been that aspect of Wednesday is truest to the Wednesday that I know. Like the character played Wednesday, but she played it in a I guess more mature way. Because again, the Wednesday I know had to have stopped at least 12 years old. So, a kid. So this Wednesday was more mature, but still had the Wednesday vibe. Just like, yeah, you You don't know what you're
Nah, you're
fucking.
not fucking with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, don't even worry about it. I got you. Like, yeah, that was Wednesday. Like, really. But she's so used to getting her way because, like I said, and they couldn't stop her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's
And then
dope.
whatever the consequences is, she's like, all right, and
Okay, yeah.
yeah, so that was the truest. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. They missed the mark on everything but that in terms of the family to me. Um, the Wednesday character worked. Like I said, I like it. The show was cool. Um, Again, the fact that she's a little detective is pretty dope. Um,
Yeah.
and in doing that, you can hit some corners, slide down some avenues and shit in
Yeah.
terms of storytelling and shit like that. So perhaps um, I'm interested in seeing season two. I'm interested in seeing what they do with this because the Wednesday series, they would have to do some work for me to be like, yeah, it's one of the ones, right? Especially being Adam's family aficionado, low key. Um, so yeah, I mean, not
Yeah,
not
I'm
not
like
not
I'm saying here like I'm hooked. Bring on season 2. You got me.
yeah,
Ready to go.
not no big misses. Just I'm biased. So, but I appreciate the nuance. I didn't like the casting. I didn't like Luis Guzman. It's fucking. They could have did better with that. My man Uncle Fester. He didn't do a lot of real Uncle Festery things. You really got to watch the movie to know who Uncle Fester.
I
Well,
mean,
who
but you don't
he
feel like
is.
Uncle Fester was a little like I feel like I remember Uncle Fester being like pregnancy, like he like you know what I'm saying, always doing some funny shit like up to no good, like that's what
Okay,
I
so
remember. Like.
Uncle Fester in the movies was the epitome of the creepy uncle. Like the dude was a horn dog. The dude was like handing out bugs and shit to people. The dude was with all the flatulence and all the fucking Fester was Fester. But like you have to watch the movie. Fester was gangster.
I'm
And
gonna find it. I'm gonna see if they have it on like Tubi or something. I'm gonna try to find this.
oh yeah, they should. I'm pretty sure they do, especially now with the series coming out. This could be popping up all over the place because and then yeah, they not hard to find at all. Um, trying to think. But they be on all over the place. Like the only thing I would do is cinema off a fucking fire stick and just pull up whatever.
Yeah, that's usually how. Yeah, you know how that go.
But I wouldn't know exactly where to shoot you but you'll find them, I'm sure. Like you can probably fucking YouTube that shit for free. Motherfuckers is hella old. So yeah, but when you do find them, watch them. Now, uh, if if I had to change anything about the whole shit, I think that she would have been more modernly technologically advanced, but still Wednesday. Like,
But I
okay,
feel like, do you feel like that was Wednesday though?
yeah, no,
I think
no, I
Wednesday
think they
would
did
have
it
been
dope.
more into technology the way like how much of a loner and like you know how much they're on thing. Do you really think she would have really been into the technology and shit like that? You know that?
No, well, yeah. So, um, considering the fact that the Adams were never like technological people, I can see how they did that. But in terms of advancement, like you got a teen daughter and a teen son. I mean, you know. So I guess it's dope the way they did it because as they move throughout or progress throughout the storyline, they can introduce her to more shit like social media and all this extra shit that she ain't had in her life because at the end of this shit, she got her first phone. So, you know
Maybe
what I
they just
mean?
was stuck in living how they live.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. For sure, indeed. But just saying, in the realism of it all, like, you can't keep kids from much. And So even in the cartoon version, right, they had some
I was not gonna like
symbolism. Huh? Oh, even in the cartoon versions, they had some symbolism of advancement, and they were still the Adamses. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that for a realism or a realistic sort of feel, I would have integrated that because they made her seem like she was some cave woman or some shit. Like they could have had her still typing on her typewriter because that's what she do, but she still got her shit on social media. She's still a teenage girl.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel like they really just played off the fact that she was a loner and she didn't really care for like other people and other things like that for us. So they just played off of her being an introvert and not really caring for technology. And you know what I mean?
I believe.
And then through, like you said, through her meeting all her classmates and everything, and actually starting to like people and stuff, then that got introduced into her life because now she has a reason to actually have a cell phone and reach out, and you know what I mean. So,
well, see, even in that fact though. So remember at the beginning of the goddamn show, she was already in school. They was in school, in public school, and they was stuffing people in locker rooms and getting piranha sicked on them. So she was in the world. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she just came out of the mountains and out of a cave somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So she was around motherfuckers who was, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say. But again, I think the line is more for story fluff, I guess that would be to bring her along in technology as the fucking episodes go along, seasons progress or whatever. That way it puts more into the story that you can work with or whatever. So I guess they did that right
now too. You can put her into a laptop, you can put her into, you know what I mean? So,
or at least use the social media in some type of way. They put her up on whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And that can lead to some other shit. But so so they did that right too, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? Because waiting for her all the way to the end of the goddamn show to get a laptop, to get a phone, it had to be a point in that. You know what I'm saying? So and thinking that way,
like, how are you truly communicating with everybody, nigga, from a big ass school with no phone?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they finished show, the way they did it like that, they finished show her getting off into it in terms of, you know what I'm saying, her technology. Because they communicate through the OG crystal ball, which is, clear communication. You don't ever get cut off. You ain't got to worry about your Wi-Fi cutting out shit. Crystal ball communication is pretty solid. Crystal ball communication. How do I get an
OG crystal ball?
Gotta ask the Adamses, man. They're probably the only ones that communicate with them. Everybody else got technology.
I talk to them.
You got to holler at them, see what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only talk to them, though.
Language, thing be like,
yeah, but you can only talk to them, though. That's it, though. Ain't nobody else gonna pick up.
You could get one and I could talk to you.
Well, yeah, but it won't help with the texting of the friends and things of that nature. Your Wi-Fi would only not drop out on me, and when we talk to the Adamses, though. I don't think it'll help everybody else.
Like I said, got me there. I'm like, defeated. You defeated me twice.
Unless everybody get crystal ball technology, then we can then we don't have to worry about Wi-Fi.
Everybody don't need that.
I think it'll be dope though.
Is he getting the wrong hands?
Be crystal balling niggas at all hours of the night. Nigga crystal ball shaking all on the nightstand at all hours of the night.
Nah, I'm not doing all that. No. You can't put a crystal ball on do not disturb. We're not doing that.
Nah, that joint just pop up on you. You don't even know. Right. What else? I have notes.
Thinking about this, I had a good time with the show. I'm ready for season 2. I would watch it a third time. I would. Because I've seen something the second time I didn't see the first time, so I like that too.
I'll probably watch it like one other time if I ain't got nothing else to do one day. I'm trying to figure out what we are going to review next so I can watch that. That's what we'll do. But okay, so I got to say this too because I'm on my notes. Overall, for me, predictable. Like kind of seen it happening, kind of seen it going the way that it was going. You not so much because you were
I'm about to say
new to it. So that's interesting.
something. I was like it was just way too many things going on. But I love that because I'm like, wow, 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 wow. I gotta go to sleep. It's 3 a.m. I can't stop. Oh my god.
Really
Like
though?
I was sunken in. It was so good. It kept me going.
Okay, so question: have you ever seen the movie, either TV or actual movie, Carrie?
You talking about the bloody girl?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So one, boo to the fucking Carrie scene at the motherfucking dance. That shit is so done, overdone, way too many times. I was stupid disappointed in that because they really could have did something with that. But that whole Carrie montage, shoot the blood from the fucking fire extinguisher shits, nigga, that was whack.
I can't deal with that shit. That's not it. Like that's not it at all. I'm not
That
with
shit was
it.
whack, bro. Like
But
that,
no
just that
question.
whole.
I did have one more question about Wednesday. In the original, I know they're not like witches or like anything like that or whatever. But like, was there always like not extraterrestrials, but I guess like cause had the hides and everything like that was like, were they always in contact with like crazy stuff like that, or were they just like mainly just like an odd family? Because I thought that was kind of crazy how they I guess incorporated a whole bunch of different kinds of like species and different things like that. Like I thought that was pretty like
So that's new. Um, the Adamses was, but that's why they didn't call them monsters or nothing like that. They called them misfits or outcasts. Um, because the Adamses was that family. It wasn't no schools for them. The Adamses was homeschooled. They had family, and it was a big ass family because they could damn sure throw a party. But they were all Adamses though. Like they were all weird. Like they, it wasn't just like no werewolves and none of that shit. It was they had cousins with two heads. Uh, my boy cousin is like a big ass perm. This thing's just a walking perm with glasses, and hands. Uh, fucking like they were the Adamses, man. They were the misfits. They, you know what I'm
it's
saying? But
like
it was just
awkward and yeah, okay,
right.
different.
But they wasn't, it wasn't no. They didn't have no werewolves or no fucking none of that type of shit.
Okay.
It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But there was a family called the Monsters who was like, I guess, the fucking competition to the Adams family. And I don't know if they tried to incorporate that like that. I don't know. But yeah, in the Adamses though, it wasn't like that. Which is I thought was odd too, because where'd they come from?
That's why that's where I was getting at with that because I'm like, you know, like this is just y'all like that's just it like and then but you said like it's a whole big family so I'm like okay that makes sense but it's like y'all I see where all these different because I've watched werewolf shows I've watched vampire shows I've watched shows about stars like I watched all that and I've never really seen that so I'm sorry I didn't really have any background in that so to me it's like okay these are just like odd people you know what I mean that are more gloomy than regular. And my like this is the because I didn't see all the Harry cousins and all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
Some like these
they're
are
all
like
pretty much.
people, that are like what I mean. So I didn't think of it as they were like you said monsters or anything like that. I was just like, okay.
They were just
but
like
then I started seeing everything. I'm like, what's the connection? Like, what's the connection between?
So if I had to describe the Adams family in a whole as anything, it would be but like a family full of gothic misfits with oddities that are severely tapped into the spiritual realm and with their ancestry. Because that's who they fuck with, like
yeah,
ain't
because
no magic.
in the show, that's what she was tapping into when it came to like thing and everything like that. Like, yeah,
so, right. Yeah. It wasn't no magical, mystical shit. It was more like a spiritual, and we fuck with our ancestors. They fuck with us. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. It was more of Lucky, yeah, misfits, man. Like I said, they have aunties with two heads. You know what I'm saying? The cousin, it ain't nothing but a perm. Like they have oddities, like they're fucking misfits. They wasn't witches and
Yeah, nigga,
ghouls.
he just grew too much hair, nigga. She just,
Right,
they're odd. They're different. I love that.
right,
That's cool.
right. And that was the Adams family,
Yeah.
and uh, so with the creatures, with the vampires and ghouls and goblins and all that, that has never been an Adams family thing. But I guess you need a way to continue the story. I guess you can't have a whole bunch of just Adamses and expect it to carry a show. So I guess you got to have people with like mystical powers and shit because the Adams didn't have that, and it's a way to make it interesting to a newer generation, perhaps. Because to us, it was more about the quirkiness of the family and the
Right.
subtle, dry ass white people humor was writing the show. So, you know what I mean? Didn't have to placate to a particular kind of audience because everybody was just on that type of bullshit back then, right? Now, with the type of
It's
audiences
all
that
about the
we on,
mysticals and the magic
right,
and all that. Okay, yeah.
right.
Okay.
So it's a way to that was a way of jumping it up. But again, even Wednesday having premonitions, Wednesday didn't do that shit with the Wednesday.
Yeah, and that's another. Oh my God, that was literally my day. You pulling them out of me. I was
Yeah, see,
literally my next point.
now you
Was
pulled
the
that out of
this?
me with that
That was
great
my
ass
next
question.
question. Was that something new as well? Like,
Yeah, hell
okay,
yeah, fuck yeah. The Wednesday never did no shit like that. But again, the Wednesday I know was about 12, probably topped out at 13. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 14 if you want to be generous. But with none of that happening though, you know what I'm saying? So that's new. And again, probably another way to fucking. But look though, here's the thing. Here's the thing where I can't say that that's not a possibility because again, there's always been tapped into the spiritual and always tapped into their ancestors, right?
right.
So they literally have ghosts that they talk to. Like, oh, that's just Uncle Whoopty Whoop and the fucking house will move or some shit like that, like a ghost will move throughout the room or some shit. So they fucks with they people, even
Yeah.
in spirit. Like they'll go out and dance with the dead and all their relatives that because they bury all their people in their backyard and shit. So all their relatives will come out and party with them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not. It was never like
I
no
have to
mystical
watch
shit.
this show. Like, I
Yeah,
have
man,
to
you got to
watch
watch the movies. Like, it was
in
never no
movies.
mystical
I have
shit.
to watch this show as well.
It was more about a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, being locked in with your ancestors, right? So the premonitions is shit possible because she could be getting them from her people, and as opposed to them just popping up on them like they would in the movies. Right, that's their way of linking up with her or whatever, what have you. So it's definitely a thing. Like I can see it happening, but it wasn't. It wasn't though. You know what I mean?
Before, right.
Right, right.
That's dope. Okay, that's super dope. Yeah, because those are like a few of the things that like I said, that really stuck out to me watching it the second time. The first time I was just like, "Whoa, wow," you know what I mean? But the second time I'm watching it, like wondering, like, okay, what's like, well, if this is like, then why did that connect to that, and how is like, so yeah, yeah. Okay.
So how Uncle Fester just popped up on her when she was in school is generally like how in the movies everybody just pop up on them. They'll go to the door, nigga, grandma Adam.
How you be knowing where they at? Like, how y'all be knowing all this? Like,
fucking open the door and cousin it'll be there. They be like, what's happening? What's up? You know, like they just pop up on each other. Like no matter where they at, somebody will pop up. So that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like and they do that in the movies, right? I mean, in the movies.
That's crazy.
They do be popping up on each other like that. So I wasn't mad at that. I just even with Uncle Fester, man, I know the dude. I think his first name started with an A. I want to say Andy, but I could be wrong. That played Uncle Fester. They didn't do bad in his casting. His shit was okay.
Okay.
I just hate the character that he played because they turned him into some type of like shyster, like some type of fucking
like a
criminal.
thief. But
right.
But he was like a trickster though.
Yeah, but all in fun though. This nigga wasn't trying to steal from nobody and robbing banks and nothing. Adams is rich. What he got to rob banks for?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers got underground money. These motherfuckers got money. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Just in the movies. So I never when he popped up and they talking about bank robberies and shit, I was like, they trying to play my nigga for slick. All right, I'll see y'all. I see what y'all doing with him. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't never been. He was just like I said, the
Trying to
creepy.
change his narrative, yeah.
Right. He was just a creepy, fun, funny ass. He was like the comedy relief overall in the movies. Was Uncle Fester. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, from him going to that character to the shyster, you know, I guess it can do. I didn't like it though. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't him. But I'm biased again. You know what I'm saying? Different Uncle Fester.
This is so refreshing because, like I said, watching it without the context, it's not like blank watching it, but it's like, okay, this is what that is. But then hearing the background story, like you said, it's actually helping you connect different things, and it's making it like stick in a little bit more. Like, okay.
But of all the lines, though, the Wednesday character has the most continuity to her character in the movies. Only, like I said, more mature. Like, it was Wednesday. I give them that. They did that. The actress that played her did that. So yeah.
I love her. She was so good.
Yeah, she did that. She did that. No complaints at all about her portrayal of Wednesday at all. Like, she did that.
She did that.
So, but everybody else was just like switched around, you know, I guess to put them in their own different dimension, in their own different, you know what I'm saying, universe or whatever. Like it's Wednesday, but not the Wednesday y'all know type of shit. They're the Adamses, but not the Adamses y'all know. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that too. I can see that too. That's Wednesday dope. Kissing on boys and shit. That was weird. She generally choking them out or putting bugs on them or doing some weird shit to them. So Wednesday growed up. That was crazy. Overall, it was cool, man.
Okay, question. Because I've been hearing this like a lot, like not specifically about Wednesday, but like a lot of things that were like revamped and like sequel and everything like that. Do you feel like this is one of those things that should have just been left where it was, or do you think like it's actually gonna be like a dope comeback for the whole Addams Family franchise, even though it's not specifically them, but you know?
So, dope thing is, it's not an Addams Family show. It's a Wednesday show.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, it's not specifically them, but it's still putting a shining light on that for bringing that back essentially. Because it was such an old, you know.
So, I don't think they should. I just think that they should continue to, you know, highlight them as family. Backstories should be a lot more interesting. The characters in terms of casting should definitely change if that's what they plan on doing, because that's not going to work. But I can see it doing it. I just don't. I think that they shouldn't do no more Addams Family shit personally, because you know it's other shit. Niggas need to start thinking about other shit. Do some different
new stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's cool, like you said, because it's like the Wednesday thing and everything like that. And because I have not seen it, it's cool that put that on my radar. Totally awesome. But they don't have any new ideas like out that are, you know what I'm saying, actually really interesting. They're pulling from things that was trending once before and trying to tweak it and turn it and make it to something more modern, to something more new, which is like, I mean, that's, you know, that's history. That's how that works. Everything, you know, repeats itself. But at the same time, you gotta have that new splash in there. You gotta
new shit does happen. You know what I'm saying? Despite
new shit definitely does happen. But what I'm saying is they gotta throw some new shit out there. Is what I'm saying. Like, where is it?
So that's what I'm saying with this show, right? I think it's dope for Wednesday. Continue Wednesday for as long as you can get away with it, and you can bring the Adamses along for nostalgia, whatever. Because you know, if you want to see the Addams Family movies, you can always go back and catch up with that. But I think they should carry on Wednesday as a totally separate thing. I don't think they should. It could revamp. You know, people like to squeeze blood out of 63 turnips if they could. So they'll probably try to stretch the shit out and bring the Addams Family back based on that, whatever. Plus, I do not doubt that it's somebody out there in the world already in some type of production or producing the Addams Family movie that is not adjacent to this series, because the Addams Family is a dope-ass family. It's a lot you can do with the family. It's a dope-ass family. However, it should be something like the Royals and left alone.
Fast.
Like they done did it. They done did it a lot. Like maybe develop Pugsley, give him his own shit because Pugsley was a fucking gangster. Like Pugsley was a G. He was like the outgoing. Like that dude can do some shit if he had his own show, right? Because he wasn't all doom and gloom like Wednesday, but he quick to blow shit up, and jump out of windows, and he quick to just do crazy shit just to see what'll happen type shit, right? So
Yeah.
I think Pugsley would make a dope little show, if they was gonna do it like that. But yeah, I don't think they should bring the Addams Family back in terms of a whole. Not and try to tie it into this show. I think this show should live on as its own entity. Let it be. Let it has its praise. Let it go on for its 8, 6, 5, 4 seasons, whatever y'all gonna do with it. But let it be it. You know what I'm saying? But let it be it. Don't make it an Addams Family thing. Nah.
I feel like sometimes they overdo it. Dude. I just pray, like, with this whole Wednesday series thing that they got going on right now, I hope they don't overdo it and like just run it to the ground. Sometimes they just drag stuff out and it just be so like, what am I even watching now? Like, what's even going on? Like, this is just horrible. Like,
yeah,
I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't ruin it and just drag it out. Like, they just stop getting good ideas for it. They just stop it. Like, I really hope they don't. Like.
So, do you think that the run of a series should be dependent upon? What do you think the run? How long do you think a series should run for you before?
Oh my God, long? I love watching stuff that have like 23 seasons and 30 seasons, and I love stuff like that because like if you can stay on TV that long, it got to be something interesting about you, okay? So, but then I've also come across some that are not like that, and they're just like, I don't know. I guess because people that's acting in the show doesn't keep people watching. Like I don't know what it was, but why is this on? So I feel like what keeps it is like how when they had those twists and those turns. Like that's what kept me going to the next episode because, like you said, it was like it wasn't super predictable. So for me, that's good because I need to be able to like grasp onto something like, okay, like I really need to know like what's about to happen, like cliffhangers and stuff like that. Like I like stuff like that, and I feel like if you can keep something going that long, then why not?
So basically, when you think they start running out of ideas, when the show gets boring to you.
When it's like people are just no one's evolving anymore, nothing's really happening different. Like it's just like we're just like a routine thing. Like I don't know what's something that's like that. I feel like something like Grey's Anatomy. That shit ran for way too long for no reason.
Right. See,
like it was nothing really going on. You know what I mean?
It's the same
like,
shit that happens in ER.
Yeah, it's like a hospital. People dying. It's happening. Oh, it's coming in. Oh, hospital scandal. Oh, but it was literally the same shit. Just different years, different people, different years, different people. They just kept going through the crowd. Like it was the same exact stuff. Just kept going through the crowd. Stuff like that. It's like that's not interesting. It's like okay, maybe first 3 seasons, 4 seasons are ooh. Once you get through like the 5th person in the crowd, like, all right, I know this about to happen to Jameson next. Look, I told you Jameson was gonna get it next. We know that. That's how it's gonna happen. Like it's too predictable. It's something like it's gonna happen. There ain't nothing next. But now stuff like Wednesday, I was on the edge of my seat, like, oh my gosh. I'm talking I didn't even let the thing count down. I'm like clicking next. Like I don't even want the credits. I don't want none of that. I'm just trying to see what's next.
I asked because I believe that will happen with Wednesday in terms of the setting that they're in. Like you can only do so much in the fucking school. So,
right, and then this is her what year is she in school? Is she a freshman?
Well, see, you would think, right? But because of the way the shit's set up, we don't know. Because I don't know if that's a motherfucking college. Everybody in that motherfucker look damn near grown. Like, don't none of the motherfuckers look under 18 years old. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So the way it's set up, that's kind of funny. Not knowing, I don't know, right? Which would be crazy because you can't really gauge, like, okay, well, we can do, years 1 through 4 of her college years and then cap the show off. You see what I'm
That
saying? They probably can, but we wouldn't know that unless they had to physically explain, like, yeah, this is season, she's in year 1 of school, and then by the time she's a senior, she graduates, the show is over. We knew that. We was expecting that. It's cool. Whatever.
yeah.
Bam. Right? Right. So now it's pretty much set up to where, they can drag this shit out until it ain't draggable no more because
So it's
everything's
time
so
for niggas to
open-ended.
leave school,
You know what I'm saying?
basically.
And they could be in that school for like 17 years, and they could be like, "Damn, we all."
But they did say that though. Remember, in one of the scenes, she was like, "Some of these people have been here for 21 years."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, you really think that? No, we ain't finna do that. Like, niggas is not finna do that. You know what I mean? So when you mentioned 30 seasons, do you think niggas got that type of fucking?
I don't think one day have 30
attention spans now. Like,
I don't think one day has 30 seasons.
Like, okay, so I tried to watch all of South Park, the cartoon, and it ran for like 12 seasons or some shit like that, or I had 12 seasons. Probably after 4, I was low-key over it. But I like South Park. I like the sporadicness of it, watching it on TV, because you never know what episodes you're going to get.
Gonna
like
get,
that
right.
Type of shit, right. But when you watching it back to back, like, that shit get hella mundane. That shit gets hella, like, I couldn't do all them seasons like that. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't do it. So I think shorter series is like,
But see, it's like Family Guy. Family Guy season that, like, literally is always some shit going on. You cannot get, like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, that deserves 1,000 seasons.
Well, but yeah, and even in that fact,
and The Simpsons too.
With them being what they are, right? And in that same token, right? You kind of like, I guess, too much of anything. Like, I wouldn't sit there and watch 10 seasons of nothing though. Like, I'm not a big box set kind of watcher. Like, I'll watch that shit if it's like 6 seasons, and I'll be like, all right, cool. When you get off into the 10s and shit, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna watch all 10 of these bitches. It's just a lot. That's like 10 years compiled. It's a fucking hours.
I'm not gonna lie, like, okay, like, even the show like Modern Family, that was on for a long time. I have personally binged that show from episode 1 to the final episode in tears every time. Like, it's my first time 5 times.
That's crazy.
Sporadically over the past like 4 years, I've been.
Maybe it's just me.
When I don't have nothing else to watch, I can watch that thing like I've never seen it before. I gotta watch like 5 different new shows in between, but I can always bounce back to Modern Family. There's never a time that I can't.
See, maybe it's because I know my time is getting shorter, so I'll be wasting time on shit like that.
My time ain't getting shorter, Joe.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you can do that. You can sit to 30 seasons.
You can do that too.
Yeah, but then I'd be missing a lot of shit, man. My summers ain't as long as yours. My run of summers left aren't as long as yours, so you still got this type of time. I can't do it. I need my seasons in 5-season spurts, goddamn it. That way, if I do want to watch it, it only take me a few minutes to do it.
I gotta watch that thing down all the way down. That's the thing I love about myself. Like, I'm a TV watcher. Like, people get mad at me because I'm not a movie person. Like, I'll go to the movies and watch a movie, yeah. But if we're gonna sit in the house, I'd rather watch a series. Like, I'm not really a put on the movie kind of chick. I don't like that. No, I don't like it, but it's not for me.
I like series CCs, depending on what they are, but I love movies, though. I love movies. Like, movies are the busyness for those 2-3 hours. I love them. They're dope. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But look, for you got a minute. Overall rating, 1 through 10. How many mores up would you give it?
10. I'm ready. What? Wednesday was lit. Like, I'm just excited. Like, I hope they run it like a Vampire Diaries or like a Legacy, like they do in like the school years, like you said, and they just show her elevation and just continue to show her growing up. I feel like that would be super dope.
That's pretty much, I think, what they're gonna do. Me, I'll give it about a hot 7. But it worked. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? that was it, man. Our nice little show. Another one, like the other one. You know what I'm saying? We got a good series off. Gave a great review about it. I hope the people like it because we do it for y'all. God damn it. Do all of the social media things like share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend who got a friend. Check us out, man. And this has been another episode of More to Discuss.
Have a good night, guys. That's even worse.
Grab my shit, put it back over me, and tucked into it like a burrito roll myself.
Yeah, that's me for sure. Like you gotta go get this.
Bitch, you gonna take this time, right?
You got to pull hard.